It had cameras underneath that were used to detect the surface. So if you put your fingers on there, it would see them. As you can see my fingers here. If you were to put a card on it or something else, it would read them. So for example, if I put this document up here, it can read it. The difference here now is that each pixel in this screen is actually a camera, something called pixel sense technology. So work that we've done along with Samsung has allowed this, what was about a 3-foot high table with cameras, to become a couple of inches thick now, or thin, surface that is a built-in camera. And so when you think about touch capabilities going forward, it's not just about touching. This can actually see what's going on. And so if you set a device on it, it could figure out what device it is and maybe give you information. It could give you sort of tags and be able to read those. It could take your business card and read it. And so when we think about sort of moving from what was sort of a great technology and used in many places, but a little bit hard and large in terms of the way you work with it, as we get these thinner and thinner, you can think of very large panels that are interactive. So this is a good piece of research that'll help us as we bring touch forward into the next generation. Now, along with touch, another area that's been advanced for a long time is handwriting recognition. I'm going to grab this PC over here, and I'm going to flip it around so we can use it. You know, handwriting recognition is one of those things that, where did my... Well, I've lost my character. There we go. So I'm going to press on this. One of the things about handwriting recognition is, you know, writing is a natural interface. And in fact, we're going to do a scenario a little later around a student using handwriting, because it makes a lot of sense. There are many places where, you know, taking advantage of being able to use the pen makes a lot of sense. I can do character recognition. Here I'm going to, I didn't do a very good job there. Let me try this again. And you can see I'm starting to write. And so you can see how my Chinese is. There we go. That's the one I was after. So I'm not sure exactly what I wrote, but I'm working on my character recognition. If it says anything bad, I'll apologize. I know that one is Chinese, but some of the others I'm not so sure on. You know, in languages where you have many, many hundreds or thousands of characters, obviously taking advantage of the pen makes a lot more sense, because a keyboard for that character set would be rather cumbersome, to say the least. And so here's a good example of another interface type that can be used with a device that makes a lot of sense in certain scenarios. So I'm going to go ahead and set this back down. And so that's another interface technology. Now, one of the things we introduced at Holiday this year was something called the Kinect sensor. That's a sensor that takes advantage of voice, but it also takes advantage of being able to notice your gestures. It's a sensor that can see your fingers and your arms and your body, and you can become the interface or the controller, in this case for the Xbox console, but over time for many different areas. So I'm going to show a short video. I think some folks have seen some of the Xbox Kinect before, but Kinect ended up being one of the #1 selling device over Holiday. It's the fastest selling consumer electronics device in history, selling about 8 million units in 60 days. We're at about 10 million units now. So when you look at sort of the interest in new interface technology and new ways to work with devices, and you combine that with just the right scenario, in this case gaming, you can create phenomenal traction. So let's go ahead and run that.